is David Yano. We'd like to start the Sunday service today. Please open the prayer book to page 2 for mediation prayer. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Yano Konko sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation anew with all our hearts and souls on this day, this very moment. Yano Konko sama, Yano Konko sama. Ichigami Konko Daijin sama, Ichigami Konko Daijin sama. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and grievances from past generations. Guide us in the way of living to reflect your divine will with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Kami prayer. Reverently we pray. The rhythms of heaven, the riches of earth, time flows without cease, years pass without end. In heaven and earth life is all. In heaven and earth is the truth of all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works, let us praise the eternal Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity, all those who live between heaven and earth. Through their Kami as the divine parent. Children Kami's infinite blessings, this is the way. Yet many, not knowing the way, are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the sexual misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but held fast to faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing, and began a life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was thus fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the false mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By making of the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he did not become like night. By night he prayed for those who grieve, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and even at the dawning of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred Untitled, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Yano Konko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, through pain of body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust. By living aware of divine favor, we offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and invite them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life for purpose. Kami is fulfilled in us. We are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment unite us in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray.
recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke. Kigan Konko Daishin, Tenchi Kane no Kami Shin ni Negae, Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari, kongetsu konnichi de tanomi. Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. 祈願金光大臣天地金の神一心に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼み。Pray sincerely with all your heart, be one with Kami. Kami's blessings begin within, hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy. Look to Kami always, now and forever, on this very day pray. Prayer, Saishi prayer. Dear Kiyami Konko Daijin Sama and Tenchi Kane no Kami Sama, we have gathered here at the Konko Mission of Wahiawa for this regular Sunday service in honor and appreciation of your divine workings of the universe. The regular blessings we receive on a daily basis are the greatest blessings we can ask for. Your divine energy exists in all aspects of our lives. You live in us as humans, in plants and animals, in fishes and birds. The divine energy existed since the beginning of time. It can never be created nor destroyed. We are surrounded by our workings that continue to provide for us. So we would like to take this very brief moment of our day to say thank you. It has been 82 years since the founding of this church by the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi. Please guide us in her pursuit to continue spreading the teachings of the founder, Konko Daishin. She has sincerely dedicated her life to serving people and serving Kami-sama. We thank her for her spirit, which continues to watch over us. We give thanks to strong prayers of the sixth spiritual head, Reverend Hiromichi Konko, who serves at the headquarters currently and prays for the well-being of all people. We also appreciate the Hawaii Church and Honolulu Church, which are our grandparent and parent church, and the ministers, followers, and supporters of this church. Please continue to guide us in our daily lives and bless every cell in our body from head to toe. At this time, let us take a moment to reflect upon the many things that are happening throughout the world. Let us extend our prayers for the people of the world, our environment, and all living things. In the midst of all that is happening, your blessings still continue, and so today we give thanks for them. Adoration Prayer, page 7. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living amidst such gifts of Kami's gift-giving, how happy and grateful we are. The meditation of Ikiyami Konko Daishin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine parent embraces all far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, earnestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami, we honor the power of Kami. Please open the prayer book to page 29 for Shintoku Sanji. Shintoku Sanji. Aogi matsureba ten takaku,
仰ぎ祭れば天高く拝み祭れば地は厚し、神の恵みに生かされる身の幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の恩取り次ぎひとひもかくる時のなく天地の神の恩守りとはひちかきの隔てなし神慈しみはよろずよにあまねく満ちて果てしなく感計らいはくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日いやび祭りでひたすらに神の御影をたたえ祭らん神の儀礼を仰ぎ祭らん
Four solemn paths. Four solemn paths. Please open the prayer book to page 12 for the Vitama prayer. Spirits of those who have gone before us, you are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duty faithfully, each according to your span of years. You will be remembered eternally, your life is told from generation to generation. Honor as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you entered the Konko faith. You walked the way of Konko Daishin, respecting the will of the divine parent. You have mastered great measures of your faith to take into the world beyond and leave to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami, and help us to fulfill our task as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith, that we hand it down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us. Saishi Prayer. Dear Mitama, spirits of the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, deceased family, friends, spirits of the native Hawaiian people, and beloved house pets that have passed. Good morning to all of you. We have gathered here today for our regular Sunday service in acknowledgement of Kami-sama's blessings and in remembrance of you. We know that you always watch over us and support our well-being and decisions, even more now that you are Mitama spirit. You are the foundation of our existence, which enables us to be able to enjoy blessings today. If it were not for you, we would not be here, we would not be where we are right now. We honor your divine spirit and to pray for your eternal happiness and peace. Whether through a butterfly, a dream, or rainbow across the sky, letting us know your presence in these many forms, remind us that your love for us continues. We wish to continue your legacy as an extension of your life and help pass on your core values. And we now take this moment of silence to think about all the other Mitama spirits and their generous love and care for us. Thank you. Silent prayer. Sunday service, I'd like to read the Konko Faith, Our Creed, on page 73. The Konko Faith, Our Creed. We believe in Tenchi Kane no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder Konko Daishin embraced Kami's revelations and as divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled with Kami. Kami is fulfilled with us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts, hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly to Kami today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. Welcome to today's Sunday service. My name is David Yano, and I'll be giving a short speech or sermon today. I always like to talk about work because work is where I always get my practice of faith tested every single time. Because we deal with all kinds of people at the hospital, and I guess the most recent thing that happened was I guess I had to start an IV on somebody. So there was an emergency situation on the floor, and the people on the floor were like, I guess they called the emergency room, and I was working in the emergency room at that time, and the nurses upstairs says no one can get an IV in this guy. Like his blood pressure is super low, and like so much people tried, and like no matter how much they tried, they couldn't get it. So the charge nurse in the emergency room says, David, go upstairs and try and start the IV. It's like, if you don't get it, then I'll do it. It's like, so in that sense, so I went upstairs. I gathered my stuff, but during the moment that I'm like preparing to go upstairs to like start an IV, I always try to go with a positive mindset that I'm gonna get it. Like I'm not saying it in a cocky way. It's just I'm trying to have a positive way of thinking of instead of failing, I'm gonna succeed. That's my goal. Because it's kind of like a rival with the other person. Like I cannot let her beat me, like kind of thing. But so I went to the patient, and you can see like a whole bunch of people in there. The floor nurses, the ICU nurses, the supervisor, everybody's there. Like they're all trying to put the IV in, and everybody's like having a hard time. Like the blood pressure is low, and it's like, oh my god. And so the patient's like totally with it. They can talk and everything, and the first thing the guy says is like, I'm hard, like very good. And I was like, oh my god, so much pressure. It's like, you gotta bring the machine over. And I was like, I'm sorry, I don't use the machine. So we can use the ultrasound machine, but I usually try to use my own basically experience of looking for veins. And I'm like looking all over, and it's like, man, this guy's heart is like nothing, because he's a little bit swollen and everything. And it's like, but then other people say, oh my god, he's here, like he's gonna start the IV. I was like, yes, I'm here, but I never promise anything. I never promise like I'm gonna guarantee get the IV. I always just try to stay optimistic, and I say I'll do my best. I will look for what I can, and if I get it, I get it. If I get it, I'm lucky. Is what I usually tell the patient, which is trying to keep that positive attitude the whole time. Despite the difficult situation, trying to keep a positive attitude during that time, despite what the patient might be saying of whether he's a hard stick to get an IV in. So, we're all trying, and I keep looking, I keep feeling, and it's like, man, there's nothing on this arm. But then I see the other arm where the like the ICU nurse was like trying to put the IV in, and I was like, oh, I see something right there. So like I went to the other arm, you know, it's like, oh, I feel something. I went for it, and then it didn't go through. It's like, ah, shucks, it didn't work. So I tried it. I said, wait, I have another backup. I usually have a backup site that I always do. I usually have a backup for my IV starts. I know I'm talking about work and about starting IVs, but I always have a backup. If I can't find one spot, I'll find another spot. So I usually have two areas where I usually go for. So I said, just give me another IV. I'll try one more time. And normally you only get 2 chances to start an IV. So I took my time, and then I was like, I got it. So I was like, oh, look at that, David Yano, he gets it again. Like it's not I'm not trying to be like I said, I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything like that. It's just the years of experience of like putting an IV. It's the time. It's the time that I put in. Is the positive attitude of I'm gonna get one instead of like I'm not. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna get it. Like instead of going with that mindset, it's just gotta try to stay positive and say I'll do my best to do whatever job. I'll try my best to like take care of the patient because the patient needs my help and they're requesting for my help. So I'll do whatever I can in my power, in Kami-sama's power to basically help that person. So, you know, once I got the IV, then everybody left. Like all the ICU nurses, everybody just like kind of left and they kind of like did their own thing. So I was like, oh, thank you. So the main thing I want to get across is no matter what you do, if you try to have a positive attitude, more things are gonna be, I guess, successful. Even though it might not seem successful at that time, just keep maintaining that positivity throughout the whole experience will help make everything. I feel make everything go a lot more smoother. When you think negative, when you think kind of like negatively, you kind of become blind. Like you cannot see certain things. You lose the mindset. Like instead of like broadening your horizon, like broadening your view, you might just become like narrow-minded. Like you can only see like this much when there's so much potential around the surrounding areas. So for me, it is the experience of trying to think like this. It's very hard to stay positive all the time. It really is, because there's lots of negativity throughout the world. All people always complaining, you know, people just thinking negatively. Despite that, I try to practice faith, and I try to stay positive. I keep saying the same thing over and over again, but throughout my experience in my short life right now, I'm gonna be 43, 44 this year.
What is before?
I'm gonna be 44. Sorry, I lose track after 4 years. Yeah, throughout all the things that I've experienced, having that positive attitude can make all the difference. Whether one on the whole day, and it can also make a difference on how one succeeds in life. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining today's service. Thank you for the message, David Yano. I remember one comment remark made by the pediatrician who took care of our children. Through his experience as a pediatrician, he would see any unusual thing when he looked at baby. So only through experience he can identify something unusual. So the same thing can happen to the David Sensei's experience as nurse. I'd like to introduce one message from the Kyoten Kurikai. On New Year's 1875 of the lunar calendar, at the persuasion of Asano Tarakishi, I went to Konko-sama Hiromai and met Konko-sama for the first time. Konko-sama seems so divine that I, Kobayashi, felt compelled down to above my head. He said, "Tarakichi, listen carefully. You say that you are lacking in material things, but that is just not true. If you practice peace, kami, you won't feel that way. Say, Ushitara Kimon Kari no Kami, and pray." Giving us a Tenchi Kagesuke, he also said, think of this as kami. It will be kami. If you don't, you can use it once as a paper. According from the Kurikan number 2, Kobayashi, Saisan 1-2. The message is quite profound. The message of Tenchi Kagesuke, the divine reminder, is written on a sheet of paper, as you see on the wall. For a non-Konko believer, it is just a sheet of paper with no meaning, as shown on the paper. On the Konko that reminds Haisaburo Kobayashi, think of this as kami, and it would be kami. The founder Konko Dai said it all depends on your heart. If the people inscribe the message of Tenchi Kagesuke works as kami, or just a paper. We place the message of Tenchi Kagesuke of divine reminder on the altar. Most of the churches place in a very visible sanctuary area. Gohonbu Henko churches, the message is placed in a frame, wooden frame, and placed at the very center of the kami altar. In America, the message has been translated to English. The message is displayed both in Japanese and English, as we see it over there, and usually placed at the center of the sanctuary. In a sense, we try to regard the message as a symbol of kami and place it at the very center. Personally speaking, I want to share one of the message episode. When I was assigned to this place, Wahiawa Church, about 45 years ago, very soon after we arrived here, I had a dream, very fearful dream. Usually, at the beginning, we place the Tenchi Kagesuke on the center of the altar. And at this dream, the paper silently slipped away, disappeared. And Tenchi Kagesuke means nothing. Faceless Tenchi Kagesuke. I saw astounded because not so, God! I woke myself by my own surprise. This was such a fearful moment in my whole life. Maybe Kami-sama responded to our engagement in the missionary work. I don't know what the meaning of this dream. I've been trying to find out the meaning of maybe dreadful, fearful dream. But nowadays, I try to understand the slipped away Tenchi Kagesuke message has maybe go into myself, into needs. It's my understanding, but I'm not sure. I want to know some other people have the same experience as I had. Disappear tenchi kagitsuke. It's a really fearful. Anyway, tenchi kagitsuke. Saisabu said to Saisabu, the founder said, tenchi kagitsuke is kami, regarded as kami. It works. The same thing may apply to the Goshinmai people, sacred rice we eat, or even the Goshin-sri, sacred rice. We can regard it as kami-san, or kami-san blessings. It can be just a grain or rice, just a paper inside, just a word, but it depends on each of us. If we see kami's element in those things. So, this is very depend on you, things can be kami-sama or not. And this maybe is my message to you. Thank you very much.
Yano Konko Daijinchi Kaneno Kami Shini Gai Wahiawa Kuni Yari Kunge Somashije Onome Yano Konko Daijinchi Kaneno Kami Shini Gai Wahiawa Kuni Yari Kunge Somashije Onome.
Very good. Page 40. Bunji's initial thoughts.
この前ね、P3H のマザーのとこ読んでなかった。P3H その朝日 P いいですか？ P3H のこのスモール
Small matter?
Asakiti would make a pilgrimage to the Ise Shrine 6 years after this exchange, thus fulfilling the pledge made by Kaneno Kami to Amaterasu Omikami.
Page 40.
Bunji's initial thoughts about Dosa's concern can be seen in the following statement. My wife does not seem to fully understand Kami's blessings. She seems to be more concerned about one's reputation. Meanwhile, I am doing everything Kami has instructed me to do without concern for others' perception of me. He was disappointed that his wife was not able to fully accept the new focus of his life. However, instead of admonishing or belittling Tose, Bunji arrived at the conclusion that if following Kaneno Kami's instructions was practicing faith, then understanding his wife's concern was practicing faith as well. Therefore, through Tose's words and concerns, he came to realize the deeper meaning of the practice instructed by Kaneno Kami. Thus, at times, Bunji would tie his straw sandals onto the end of his coat and carry them to the field. Whenever someone asked why he did not wear his straw shoes, he replied that the new sandals dug into his feet and hurt. He continued to farm in this way throughout the autumn. Working the fields without sandals did not adversely affect him, and the seeding of the barley and sowing of the fertilizer were completed without incident.
On November 3rd, Bunji's mother became ill and her condition worsened. Kane no Kami instructed Bunji to go to town and buy items that might be needed in case of an unfortunate event. He immediately went to Tamashima to shop, but did not find the items he needed. Kane no Kami said, "Buy 20 gold-rimmed teacups. These can be used for any occasion. Do not buy anything else at the moment and return home today. I will send someone again to shop when she passes away." Following Kane no Kami's instructions, Bunji finished his shopping and went home. However, his mother gradually felt better and recovered fully.
This is an example that things did not always go as Kane no Kami predicted. It surprised Bunji at all. Later in his life, Bunji would speak of experiencing opposite results after receiving Kane no Kami's instructions in the beginning stage of his faith. This may have been one of those experiences. Thank you.
おはようございます。今から4つ歌を歌わせていただきます。We going to sing a song for songs. Page 57、新人の栄光からです。よろしくお願いします。Number 6
Supported by the presence those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. I'm down and ready to surrender. When times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, swing arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light, going from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the presence those who care for us. We're never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives.
Thank you. ありがとうございました。See you next time.
清み金剛大神地光の神に願い、おかげが心にあり、今月今日で頼み。清み金剛大神地光の神に願い、おかげが心にあり、今月今日で頼み。Thank you very much. Next Sunday, we're going to have monthly Minoru service and back school service. Thank you very much.
なんかいいんだよ。ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. This concludes the Sunday service.